Tina Turner wasn't just a music icon. She was a force of nature. With a voice that could roar like thunder and a stage presence that electrified crowds around the world, she defined what it meant to be a true performer. But behind the fame, the hit records, and the wild hair was a story of unimaginable strength and transformation. Tina Turner didn't just entertain. She inspired. She broke barriers as a black woman in rock and roll, redefined herself after personal tragedy, and became a global symbol of survival and reinvention. Following her passing at the age of 83, tributes have poured in from every corner of the globe. But this isn't just about mourning. It's about remembering. Remembering the girl from Nutbush who conquered the world. This is Tina Turner's story. Raw, resilient, and unforgettable. Tina Turner was born Anna Mae Bullock on November 26, 1939, in the small rural community of Nutbush, Tennessee. Her early years were marked by instability and hardship. Her parents worked on a farm, and money was tight. By the time she was just a child, her family had fractured. Her mother left when Tina was 11, and not long after, her father walked out too. She and her sister were sent to live with their grandmother. Despite a difficult upbringing, Tina found solace in music. She sang in church choirs and stood out with a voice that could soar. As a teenager, she moved to St. Louis to reunite with her mother. That's where her life changed forever. She wandered into a nightclub one night and watched Ike Turner and the Kings of Rhythm perform. Mesmerized, she asked to sing with the band. That moment was the beginning of a path that would launch her into stardom and into a tumultuous relationship. Ike recognized Tina's powerful voice and undeniable charisma. He renamed her Tina Turner, a move he legally trademarked to keep control over her stage identity. The two began performing together and eventually married. But what looked like a musical partnership on the outside masked something much darker behind closed doors. Tina's early life was far from glamorous. It was rooted in trauma and perseverance. And yet that same grit would become the foundation for the woman the world would one day call the Queen of Rock and Roll. Tina's musical journey truly began the moment she stepped on stage with Ike Turner. Impressed by her raw energy and powerhouse vocals, Ike gave her a chance. Soon, she became the frontwoman of his band. And before long, they were performing as the Ike and Tina Turner Revue. On stage, they were electric. Their sound, an explosive blend of rock, soul, and rhythm and blues, set them apart in an era dominated by polished pop acts. Hits like A Fool in Love, River Deep, Mountain High, and their legendary cover of Proud Mary launched them into stardom. They toured relentlessly, performing for packed audiences and building a reputation for their high-octane shows. Tina's dancing, her gritty voice, and her undeniable charisma made her a star in her own right. But behind the scenes, the story was much darker. Ike was controlling and abusive, both emotionally and physically. But behind the scenes, the story was much darker. While their music soared, Tina was enduring emotional, physical, and psychological abuse from Ike. The very man who helped launch her career became the source of her deepest pain. Ike controlled nearly every aspect of her life. Her music, her finances, her image, and punished any attempt at independence. She later revealed the truth in her autobiography, I, Tina, which became a powerful testimony of survival. The glamorous costumes and blazing stage lights couldn't hide the suffering. For nearly 2 decades, Tina endured torment behind closed doors, all while smiling in front of the world. By the mid-1970s, Tina had reached her breaking point. In 1976, after years of abuse, she walked away from Ike with little more than her name. Literally, she left behind the fame, the money, and the music, choosing freedom over fear. That moment, painful and uncertain, became the first step in what would become one of the most extraordinary comebacks in music history. When Tina Turner walked away from Ike, many thought her career was over. She was in her late 30s, an age when many female performers were pushed aside. And she had no manager, no label support, and no money. For years, she scraped by, performing in small clubs, television variety shows, and hotel lounges just to make ends meet. But Tina Turner was never ordinary, and she was far from finished. In the early 1980s, after years of rebuilding, a breakthrough came. Tina signed with Capitol Records, and in 1984, she released Private Dancer. The album was an instant sensation. With the smash hit, What's Love Got to Do with It?, Tina did the unthinkable. She became a global rock star at 44. The song topped charts worldwide and won 4 Grammy Awards, including Record of the Year. Private Dancer sold over 10 million copies and launched one of the most successful comebacks in music history. But more importantly, it redefined who Tina Turner was. No longer just a survivor or a former backup to Ike, she became a legend in her own right. Her solo tours sold out stadiums, her albums went multi-platinum, and her name became synonymous with power, energy, and transformation. Throughout the 1980s and 1990s, Tina Turner was unstoppable. From Better Be Good to Me to The Best, she delivered anthem after anthem. She wasn't just making music. She was making history, proving that it was never too late to reclaim your story and rise even higher than before. By the late 1980s, Tina Turner wasn't just a star. She was a global phenomenon. She had accomplished something few artists ever do. A complete reinvention that surpassed even the peak of her original fame. Her influence went far beyond music. Tina Turner became a symbol of resilience, independence, and power. A living example of how one could rise from unimaginable trauma to claim a new life on one's own terms. She toured the world with unprecedented success. Her 1988 concert in Rio de Janeiro drew over 180,000 fans, one of the largest concert audiences by a solo artist in history. She sold out stadiums in Europe, Asia, and North America, often being greeted not just as a performer, but as a cultural hero. Tina also broke racial and gender barriers. As a black woman dominating a genre often dominated by white male rock stars, she redefined what success could look like. Her style, voice, and presence inspired generations of artists, from Beyoncé and Janet Jackson to Mary J. Blige and Pink, who cited her as a trailblazer and role model. She wasn't just on stage. She starred alongside Mel Gibson in Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, earning praise for her commanding performance. Her life story was turned into the acclaimed 1993 biopic, What's Love Got to Do with It?, introducing her journey to an entirely new generation. Later, her legacy would be cemented in Broadway's Tina, the Tina Turner musical. Even in her later years, long after she stopped touring, Tina Turner remained an icon. Her voice, her story, and her strength continued to echo through pop culture, proving that true greatness doesn't just survive, it thrives. In her later years, Tina Turner gracefully stepped back from the spotlight, settling into a quieter life in Switzerland with her longtime partner, Erwin Bach, whom she married in 2013. After decades of relentless touring, performing, and surviving, Tina finally found peace, not in fame or fortune, but in love and tranquility. Yet even in retirement, her influence never faded. In 2018, her life story became the subject of a hit Broadway musical, Tina, the Tina Turner musical, which earned rave reviews and introduced her story to a new generation. That same year, she released her second memoir, My Love Story, where she candidly discussed her health battles, including the stroke, kidney failure, and cancer, and how Erwin donated his kidney to save her life. Tina Turner passed away on May 24, 2023, at the age of 83, after a long illness. The world mourned, but also celebrated. Her music flooded airwaves, tributes lit up social media, and crowds gathered to sing her songs aloud. Tina's legacy is more than just hits and awards. She showed the world what it means to fight, to rise, and to reclaim your voice. She was proof that your past does not define you. Your courage does. Tina Turner wasn't just a singer, she was a movement. Her voice, her spirit, and her resilience touched millions. She showed the world what it meant to fight for freedom, to reclaim your name, and to rise from the ashes stronger than ever. Her journey wasn't easy, but every challenge she faced only made her legacy more powerful. From the cotton fields of Nutbush to the global stage, from heartbreak to historic triumph, Tina Turner lived life on her terms. And in doing so, she became more than an entertainer. She became a symbol of strength. Her music will continue to blast through speakers. Her story will continue to inspire books, films, and musicals. And her legacy, bold, brave, and utterly unforgettable, will echo across generations. Tina Turner may be gone, but her soul, her fire, and her legacy will live forever.